I can leave and my teacher's just going to chase me with all that good stuff. And here are some extra tips for you for your manding sessions when you're trying to build language through teaching your learner how to request. 1, set up your area first before you ask your learner to come with you. If you ask your learner to come to the table or come to the carpet and you're not ready and now you have to get up and get all your stuff, your learner is likely going to leave. So make sure that you are set up and good to go first. 2, begin your sessions by delivering items for free at a high rate. Once you require your learner to mand, you also want to intersperse lots of freebies in there. I spoke about that before, but not everything your learner wants is going to be a mand. We're going to teach those, we're going to intersperse them, but not everything is a mand. Here's another tip. When you're delivering your items to your learner, you're saying the name of the item as you're delivering it. If you're giving your learner the bus for free, as you're handing it over, you say, bus, here's the bus. If your learner asks you for bus, you also can say, bus, sure, here's your bus. So always say the name of the item when you're delivering it, because you're conditioning your voice by pairing it with all this good stuff. There's another tip. Do not remove something that your learner's playing with, only to have them keep asking for it back. That's not what we want to do. We don't want to just be blocking access to reinforcement and interrupting them from playing. We want to add to their experience so that when they're with us, this activity is more fun. Make sure your learner's actually motivated for an item and don't prompt a mand if your learner is not motivated. The antecedent to a mand, what happens right before you ask something, is that you want it. There's motivation. If there's no motivation and you get your learner to ask for it, it's not really a mand. So make sure before you prompt a mand or teach a mand that there is motivation for that item or activity. Always try to teach new requests. Just because your learner enjoys an activity doesn't mean that's the same activity we're going to use every time. We always want to be teaching that learner new things to ask for and increasing their mand repertoire so they have hundreds and hundreds of things, hopefully, that we can teach them how to ask for. Different items, different activities, all sorts of things. So always look to teach new mands. And finally, if any problem behavior does happen, let's say your learner leaves the area that you were manding in. You're on the carpet and they run away. If they're running away, they likely didn't want what you had anyway. So what we're going to do is bring them back to the carpet, wait a couple seconds. If there's crying or problem behavior, just wait a couple of seconds for that to stop. If there's no problem behavior, just wait a couple seconds. And then we're just going to start delivering reinforcers again for free, because maybe they didn't like what you had or they didn't like what you were doing with what you had. So we need to change it up somehow. That should be a signal to you that something needs to change, because throughout this whole process, we're following our learner's motivation. We are following their lead. And last but not least, don't forget to take data, because that's going to tell you if your teaching is effective or not. You could take data on all sorts of things for manding, but at the very least, what I would take data on is what prompt level was required for that learner to emit a mand, because we want to know if our prompts are becoming less intrusive and our learners starting to ask for things on their own without those vocal prompts. And then for some learners, I also take data on, is the variety of things that they're asking for increasing as well? Is that learner asking for the same 2 to 3 items over and over again, or is the variety increasing and now they are interested in lots of different things? So that's something else that I look at when teaching mands.